Hello everyone, this is GL from GL Tech School. In this video, I'm going to talk about sets in Python. So in the previous video, I had talked about list and tuple. Tuple is immutable, which means you cannot change anything, you cannot insert any values, but the tuple is constant and static. But list is not like that. We have learned all of them in the previous video, but in this video, I'm going to teach you sets in Python. Sets is similar to list and tuple. For example, we can use set for retrieving things, we can store something like a tuple. And list is a special type of variable. Tuple is also a special type of variable which contains multiple values in it, but tuple cannot be changed or modified because that's constant. But sets it's a kind of different thing. So I'm going to explain what is sets in a moment. Right? Okay. The first things I want to teach you here, this is the syntax for list. We use square brackets, but in tuple we use brackets, but in list we use curly braces. Okay, here I'm gonna add some random name and random object name because I don't have any proper name in my brain, so I'm going to add some random name like this. Okay, people name, and I'm going to mix everything together to form a biggest list. Laptop, whatever I see I type. Okay, keyboard. Okay, like that. Okay, I'm going to print this list here, not list, it's a tuple. So it's not a tuple even, it's a set. I'm confusing you guys, it's a set. So I'm going to type program. So now you can see it is same as tuple and list. When I type something, it's going to print everything to the screen. But the thing you have to notice, when I run it, it returns different order, which means sets are unordered. When you run it here, the first element is going to be motorbike, but previous is going to be bus and keyword. But you have given debit first, but it's mixed. Why it is? Because sets are like this. Sets are unordered. Sets are unordered. You have to understand this concept. But list is not like that. But tuple is not like this. Tuple is immutable, but the difference between tuple and list is between sets and list and tuple is sets are unordered. Keep it in your mind. For example, it returns unordered. Every time you run the program, it is going to just get the data and it is going to print out the data to the screen. So this is the basic things I want to teach you. The second things, if you can't access sets based on index because it is unordered, you can't access, so it returns error. But you can use loop. If you want to loop it, you can type for x in names, and I'm going to say print x. Okay, so if I run this program, it is going to print the data, but you can see every time I execute the program, the data are messed. This means the data are unordered. So that is the behavior of sets. You have to keep in your mind that is the behavior of sets. The next things I want to teach you is checking. You can also check, you can use if condition, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to say a David, if David in names says yes, otherwise says no. Okay, I'm going to print it here. So I'm gonna on the program says yes, but if you try to check anything which is not in the sets, it's gonna be saying no. So you can check with it, and it has some add functionalities. For example, if you want to add extra data to it, like I said before, in the tuple section we cannot change anything because that's static, but in sets and list we can add items. So I'm gonna add some items. We're using add keyword, so I'm gonna add mouse. Okay, now if I print the names and if I run the program, so mouse will be added. Where's the mouse? It's over here. So the add keyword is used to add items. The second thing is if you want to add multiple items, for example, by putting comma like mouse and dog and cat, so I'm putting some data which is not relevant to this. So for this you have to use update. Okay, add is used to add only one item. Listen carefully, the update keyword is used to add multiple items. So if I run this, it's going to add multiple items to it like this. Okay, and keyword G and so on and so forth, we have add multiple items. Basically it added in a wrong way, and in order to, you have to put this one, you have to put as a list over here. So if you don't put it, it's going to mess up your things. Now it's everything is done. You can see mouse, David, and everything is done. So whenever you use update, you should use this square brackets inside this. For example, this functionality is not available in add. This time it's going to return an error. For if you want to add multiple items, make sure if you want to add multiple items, you have to use update method. Inside the update you should put square brackets. Inside the square brackets you type your items like this. So this is the way to add items to sets. Okay, the next things I want to teach you is length. For example, if you want to get the length of this is sets, you just need to use the len keyword. So we can use it for list and tuple and so on and so forth, and that's it. Okay, len keyword. So if I execute the program, it says 7. There are 7 objects in this list. And the next things I want to teach you is remove. For example, if you want to remove any item, so I want to remove the David from here, I'm going to type remove and David. So now if I print the names over here, if I execute, the David will be banished from the sets, because remove keyword can be used to remove items. You can also use the discard. This is alternative to remove. It is also does the same job. Okay, if you want to remove motorbike, for example, motorbike, it's going to remove that. So the remove and discard are same, so there's no difference, but there's a difference, but I'm going to tell you what's the difference between remove and discard is. Basically, remove, if you use remove, okay, if you use remove, if you declare an item which is not in this sets, if you try to remove an item which is not in this sets, it's going to throw an error, and you can see there's no, it's return an error. But if it is a discard, it does not return error. So that is the difference between these two functions. And you can see, even though this item is not exceeded in this sets, it does not report you anything, but the remove keyword will report you and stop your program, so it's break your program. So that's the difference between in remove and discard function in sets. The next things I want to teach you is clear. It's pretty simple. For example, if you want to set it as everything as clear, you can just type clear. The item, all of the item is going to be clear. So now there's nothing inside it, just sets. Okay, the next things I want to teach you is del. For example, you can delete the list. Okay, and names is not exceed. I believe it's gonna be like this. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, it's saying slide. For example, I delete this variable here, so if I run this, it says name is not defined, because names will be removed at the line of 3, but in the line of 5 there's an error called the name is not defined, because we delete the name. So this is how we can delete the sets. The next things I want to teach you is pop. the pop keyword in list we can use to in the previous video we can use to remove items at the end, but it works perfect for sets, but it's useless. Why? Because it's remove item, it does not matter, it's remove items perfectly, but the problem is for example it removes the last element of the item, but it is useless. The reason sets are unordered. Every time you run the program, sets is going to return a different order. So if you want to remove the keyword, if you use pop method, it won't remove the keyboard. Okay, it may remove the keyboard, but it won't. You can see that the keyboard is still here. The reason is the sets are unordered. Every time you run the program, it is going to be in a different order. Therefore we cannot use pop for removing thing, but you can use the remove keyword and discard keyword. And if you want to add items, you can use add. If you want to add multiple items, you can use this one. You can also use if condition in here, like that. You can loop it. I have taught you pretty much everything you need to know about sets, but this is not all about sets. There are lots of things we have to learn. So sets is nothing but, if you are familiar with the math concept, discrete math concept, Venn diagram, there are many things such as intersection and union, and those are the things. So I will teach you those stuffs in the upcoming video. So whenever you heard the word sets in Python, just imagine the Venn diagram concept. Not the Venn diagram concept, but the base concept is going to be like that. But we have looked at some of them here, but in the upcoming video I will show you some Venn diagram features like union, intersection related things, and discrete math things. So okay guys, in the next video I will see you, and thank you very much for watching this video.